Not all aerial bombs Russia uses against Ukraine are CABs. Corrected aerial bombs. This is a separate type of weapon equipped with laser or TV guidance. Russia actively used such bombs in Syria and then again in Ukraine at the start of the full-scale invasion. As experts note, this is a relatively precise weapon if launched correctly and from a short distance.
A typical Soviet caliber, CAB 500, CAB 1500. They are not cruise missiles. The range, for example, with the CAB 500 is just 9 kilometers. It was used literally from the very first days of the war. The circular deviation of such bombs is up to 10 meters.
However, Russia almost immediately abandoned the use of this type of aerial bomb in the war against Ukraine. The reason? The risk of Russian aircraft becoming targets for Ukraine's air defense systems.
The carriers are usually two-seater aircraft, and the operator, for example, on the Su-24, the navigator, must guide the bomb until the very last moment. That is the inconvenience of these bombs. If it is laser-guided, it has to be tracked and aimed at the target the entire time. There is an automatic mode as well, but even then it requires constant supervision.
If we talk about the very start of the full-scale invasion, at first their tactic was simple. They calmly entered Ukrainian airspace and dropped bombs directly over cities. For example, they would fly over Chernihiv and release bombs from their aircraft. But after the liberation of Chernihiv and Sumy regions in late March, early April 2022, their tactics changed. We strengthened our air defense, and now Russians can no longer bomb our territory so easily. In response, they began using new technology called the Unified Planning and Correction Module. Essentially, these are wings attached to a standard aerial bomb.
Thus, Russia began disposing of its massive stockpiles of high-explosive bombs left over from the Soviet Union, stored for decades in warehouses.